Good afternoon. We woke up to an inch of snow this morning. Fortunately, it warmed up. It's in the 40s right now and it's all melted away, but it's left everything really messy. So we had to get some mulch and put it down so we have somewhere to step. Some of the areas are really soft. We need something to grab up some of that mud and stiffen it up. It was getting late in the day. Jafan has put a couple of coats of paint on this door. It needs a little bit more, but we're gonna let it sit here overnight. Probably hang it up tomorrow, and then she can paint the other side at her leisure. We're gonna get a lot more rain tonight and tomorrow. So I'll be inside here pumping foam into the ceiling. I went ahead and started that. Every 6 inches you drill a hole in it, and then you pump foam in it until you can detect the foam in the next hole over. And what I've been doing is skipping every other hole. I'll pump foam in until I can stick something up in the next hole and get the foam there. And then I'll go to the hole after that and pump foam up until I can check the next one and get foam out of that. And I figure that spreads it out enough that I'm sure to fill all the voids. Looks like it's starting to work its way over here. Yep. Yeah, you can feel it now.
There's nothing even remotely scientific about the way that I'm approaching this. What I'm using is a thin piece of wood. It basically is just a dipstick. I'm sticking it in there until I find foam. When I find foam, then I pump a little bit more in just until I'm satisfied. Move over to the next one. Pump some more into it. Every can is about $17. So everything that drips out of the ceiling is money falling on the floor. Unfortunately, the only way to be sure that you've got enough foam in there is to pump it until you have too much foam in there and some comes out.
There's more in here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Is it on my face?
Yes. Here, I'm gonna get it out. Oh, I did the best I could.
Okay, is it in my beard?
There.
I'll cut it out. It's no big deal. No big deal.
So is it harder or easier than you thought?
I mean, we did it before. We learned a little bit, so it's a little easier. I bought those little clamps so it keeps the hose from coming off, which was my biggest problem before. You better get out of there. You're gonna get in your hair. That missed your head by an inch. Girl, just leave the mess on the floor.
I know, I just want
The can'll still be there tomorrow. And then it won't get in your hair.
Well, that's close.
Yeah. And you would have deserved it. Because you can't leave it alone. Mm-hmm. You gotta learn to leave it alone. No, I wouldn't get in it right now. I'd wait till later in the day.
I think so too.
I mean, if you do, you have a wet butt all day long.
I know, that's gonna suck.
Yeah. This rain is killing us. Rain, snow, it's constant wet. Constant wet. I need to get down here with the weed eater and work on this. Definitely got some water pouring through here. And I need to build up the side a little bit for some erosion control. Work doesn't stop, and unfortunately, being obsessed with building the house, some of this stuff is kind of falling back. So we were just talking about it coming in. We need to take a day off and just work the land, not worry about anything else. This weather is not great, but at least it's not terribly cold. It's about 48 degrees, almost 50, so can't complain too much. Yesterday I was in here. A lot of that stuff pumps its way out, but the whole point is that you want it to spread through and fill all the voids. Now that first panel at the bottom is at a slightly different angle than all the other panels, which is why there's a gap on this side. On the other side, it's flush. So that creates a little more of a void on the inside of it. And that's gonna take up more foam to get that all filled in. I'm thinking the rest of these, there are, let me see how many here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to say there's another one, 5. There are 5 joints that have to be filled. Yep, 5 more joints that have to be filled. So that's a lot of foam and a lot of cans. I'm getting ready to jump up in the attic spot over here. I'm gonna be laying down in order to get this seam that goes right here into there, but I'm gonna get up there with a little flashlight, drill the holes, and I'm gonna start working on, basically working on that quadrant, see what I can get done up in that area. It's a perfect rainy day activity, and it's not cold, which is nice, because if you're laying down on the wood and it's cold, it makes your whole body cold. Ouch. What's that? What's wrong is I'm not petite. I ain't even sure I'm gonna be able to do this. What's that? Honey, I don't think the tool will fit. I think the length of my drill bit doesn't work for this, but let's find out. Maybe I am wrong. No, it'll just fit. So let me get over here. What's that?
Is it going into your eye?
Of course it's going into my eyes. How could it not?
Do you want some goggles?
I don't think goggles would help at all. It's all right. Won't last forever. All right. There's 2 lines of it. Just to give an idea of what I'm trying to do here. I gotta shift this because I can't do that with my other shoulder. But this hole right here is the first one that I've drilled up in here. Now this roof extends out a foot off of the side of the building. Before I put that fascia up, I foamed as deep as I could get it to go. I know it doesn't come all the way over, but really all I've got to do is get the foam to go in here, spread outward above this wall, and have it come over and meet up with this hole right here. So what I'll do is I'll put it in here and I'll start pumping until the foam shows itself by me putting a little stick in here. When I can detect that there's foam in here, I will just go over to the next hole, which is right in there. Right there. And I'll start foaming that one until I can detect foam in this hole right here. And that's just my technique. I go all the way down the entire row until I'm done. Nothing special or sophisticated about it. That's just what I do. There are 2 channels inside here, about 1 inch and maybe 2 inches up, and then all the way in 6.5 inches. So I don't know where that falls in, but anyway, they're equidistant from the edges. So the second one, if I were to put this tube all the way into here, this would be in the middle of that second one. All I really need to do is get the tube in about that much and start pumping the foam, and the foam finds its way everywhere it needs to go. So, and after a while, with as sticky as it is, that stuff starts getting on everything. So you just have to do what you can do. Moving through the tube, the same tube I used yesterday, so it's going through there slowly. A little bit of a blockage maybe. Yeah, it'll work its way through. What I'm gonna do is open this up a little bit more. Oh yeah, you can hear it. So take this little stick, put it in this hole. It's got sawdust coming out of there when I stick it in right now. So if sawdust is coming out, I'm pretty sure that the foam has not worked its way over there yet. So I'll bear down on this for about 5 or 10 seconds. And this being a new can, a great deal comes out, so I'll give it a second or two to expand and see what happens. And that's it. That's all I do. It's time consuming. You just keep doing it until it gets over there.
Again, joist after joist, I just move along, shuffling on my back, sticking that little dipstick in there till I find foam, move the tube, pump again. Eventually, you make it to the end, you're done.
Yeah, that's my view right now. It's gonna be pretty, but we still got a ton of work.
This task seems to take forever. I drilled 2 more lines of holes. The family grabbed a can, jumped in, and we just started knocking it out. The sun was going down and it was getting dark, but we were making pretty good progress, so we stuck it out till the end.
Well, that's a good time. It's a fun day, baby.
Yeah.
This is not a job for big people. All right, I'll start on this side on this one.
Okay.
And come your
And
way.
then we have one more. So
We got one more right above here. It's gonna be kind of a pain, but we'll get it.
Where is it at?
It's right here. Right, it's an inch away from the top.
Oh, got you. Well, at least it's an inch away from the top.
Yeah, but you want to go in perpendicular to the plane of the thing, so that's not going to be possible. So I got to go in at a bit of an angle.
Okay. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah. I imagine. Is it a lot?
Yeah.
Damn.
It looks like you had a milkshake or something. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Is it bad?
Yes,
Damn.
it's gonna hurt.
Well, maybe I'll shave the whole thing off.
No.
There are some days out on the build where you get this far along in the day and you just get kind of tired. You really just want it to be over. I was feeling it that day, but Jafana prodded me and we finished the whole side.
Well, it's another day, another weekend done. We worked late into the night trying to get that foam in there. I figure on these rainy days, if I come in, if we can get 1/4 of it at a time, which we basically got 1/4 of it done. If we can get that about 3-4 more times, we're good to go. So we'll see y'all next time.
Good night. Like, really, good night. Night. Are you okay?
Yeah, that hurt.
What made you stand up? Oh my gosh.
That hurt.
Oh, babe. What made you stand up like that?
Well, I usually stand up.
Just, gosh, you
I don't walk around bent over all the time.
in your beard.
It's Mom. I don't know about a workout. I'm just struggling because I'm old and fat and don't move around very much. I'm not supple.